Okay, this is gonna be hilarious. Dude, he just can't stop failing. You see, I'm gonna go ahead and go before I usually wait a minute to start these. I'll figure it out later. So, okay, listen to this shit. Everybody knows that I have a video of Steve McRae trying to dox me. And I say trying because he didn't get the right person. So the data that he gets the quote unquote dox from just happens to ironically be the same dox that isn't me of a guy who the Pizzagate conspiracy theorist YouTubers tried. Oh shit, I gotta share this really quick. Hold on. The Pizzagate conspiracy theorist YouTubers who I debunked long ago tried to dox me. And they weren't right. I mean, they're just fucking idiots. Now, I don't think it's too late. If everybody gets mad at me, I'm sorry, but I'm tagging people. Okay, there we go. Now, so, back when I debunked QAnon and Pizzagate, there was a group of people that were making money spreading around the debunked false theory of Pizzagate. I was the first person to debunk QAnon and the first person to debunk Pizzagate. As everybody knows, it's a reputation I have because it was huge. My video, before I had to delete it because YouTube wanted everything, whether it was one way or the other, whether you were debunking it or whether you were spreading bullshit, they wanted it off the platform. As you can see, because they delete it. Now, what happened was, those conspiracy theorists that spread Pizzagate, one was named, we call him Frosty Titties, because his name was Titus Frost. And he tried to dox me along with the other Pizzagate people and grabbed this guy who's named Chad Lilly and took this video that they legit thought was me and still think it was me to this day. Regardless of the fact that the man's face is in the video. I mean, this is how much of conspiracy theorists these people are. They can't even put my face next to his and see the physical differences before they dox the man and get him a bunch of shit. Now, here's where Steve McRae fucked up. Steve got a comment from Titus Frost on one of his videos from a channel with like 400 subscribers. And it said, it linked him to some old video that Titus did where he was completely wrong about the identity of QAnon. So Steve, of course, seeing the guy, you know, in his comments section saying, oh, I knew DeFango and I know what happened, contacted him. And guess what is on that man's channel? The dox video that Steve and the caters were sharing around. So Steve took a video that he was told that was me, gave it to all the caters, and it got shared around. It came from these conspiracy theorists. Now, again, if you want to harass this guy, you're probably going to get in trouble because it's not me. I think they're just like crazy. I think these people are just straight crazy, y'all. But see, what this proves is that Steve doesn't care to. Now, what do you think Steve did when he reached out to the guy? This just happened. What do you think Steve did? Invited him on his show. So on that channel that Steve went to, he's trying to dox me. I have if any of you want to see, it's in general of my Discord. We're going to send it to YouTube tomorrow. And yes, I'm going to be sending where Steve McRae reached out to him. I'm going to send the doxing video of Steve McRae where he tried to dox me that was deleted from DeFango's channel. And I'm going to send Steve scheduling Titus Frost onto Non-Sec and let them know that his attempts to dox me are linking him up with other people that hate me, you know. Now, the ironic thing here is Titus Frost and every one of those people that spread Pizzagate and QAnon were perma-banned from Google services and YouTube. They are not allowed to use the platform. They're not allowed to have alternate channels. It's funny that Titus uploaded this video. He even says Jason Smith of Ohio, and before he was Unirock or some shit. If you want to find the video, you can. But I'm just going to tell you now, if any of you want to, I don't know, put me right next to him and look and see if it's me. You can see that it's not. But the point is, Steve McRae didn't care that this man, and he knows that this man has a video of him attempting to dox me on his channel. He knows. He didn't care and invited the man and scheduled him on non-sec. Now, here's where Steve really fucked up. You can't have those people on your channels. They did not just get a normal YouTube ban. And even if they did, you can't have them on your channel. They were perma-banned because Titus made, quote, documentaries about Pizzagate. His documentaries literally just took every conspiracy theory angle and said it was true with zero evidence. Literally. I debunked his documentaries years ago. I think I even debunked his shit before QAnon happened. Yeah, I did. Actually. It's been so long. This is 2016, guys. This is like how desperate Steve is. This is 2016. But so Steve gets a message. Now, this is the thing. I want to just put this into a little, like, square here. Put it in a little square. So when Steve gets reached out to by a man who tries to dox me and tries to give Steve my dox, he, instead of telling the man, hey, I don't dox people, or I'm going to turn you into YouTube for doxing people, which is what he's supposed to do as a content creator with a partnership signed with them for AdSense. Instead of doing that, he scheduled the motherfucker on non-sec. Now, I can't fucking wait for this show. I can't fucking wait, because I debunked this shit many years ago, and it is easy. A fucking 10-year-old could debunk this shit. It's actually very interesting. Now, something I've been telling you guys for a while is I'm starting a podcast. And I already have one. My YouTube channel, the nightly show that I've done was a podcast. You can literally listen to it with no visual aid and get all the information, is what a podcast typically you don't watch the video of. You just listen to the audio. Some podcasts give audio to, some don't. But I'm uploading a podcast onto podcasting platforms, and what I'm going to do is document every debunk that I've done, because I've debunked every conspiracy theory. Sometimes there have been some that we couldn't solve or that don't have an answer because they don't have enough evidence. And we've even confirmed that a couple of them, while some of the data in them is wrong, lead to a true thing at the end, obviously to add to make it valid, right? Now, the point I'm making here, Steve just went on Twitter and boomed out saying, I've never doxed anybody. Yes, you have. We have video of you doxing. But the fact is, this is why he is a massive omega doxer. It's not that this man tried to dox me years ago. It's that he re-uploaded the video because his video got banned he got banned from YouTube on the channel he originally uploaded the docs to. So he's re-uploaded the docs to his new ban evasion channel, and he plans to ban evade on non-sec, and I guess explain Cicada 3301. Now here's the problem. Cicada 3301 was debunked by myself long ago. It's solved. It's over. Though, when you have conspiracy theorists on your show, they're going to tell you that it's something different than what it really is. Now, ironically, when they do that, they tend to always, their outcome benefits them in some way. Like, it'll say that them or one of their friends was the thing so that they get this kind of notoriety online, or maybe they'll get to sell some t-shirts. But either way, Steve McRae just proved himself even more of a doxer. And I want to put this here for Wes Most and Chris Hansen. He's proven that he does not care to stand against these types of people online after going to Twitter and saying, "Who have I doxed?" Notice he doesn't say, "I have never doxed anyone," because he knows it's a lie. He writes, "Who have I doxed? Who have I harassed?" We can list many people you've harassed and many people that you've doxed. This is what we've been doing for years. You just keep lying about it. And you can lie about it from here until the cow come home, Steve. We've got the proof. You have bumped into an archiver. We are archivers. We aren't special. We are anonymous. We are a million. We archive. The internet is forever. It saves. So when you try to gaslight, when you try to dox and then pretend it never happened, when you do any of this crazy shit, what ends up happening in the end is you, get busted. Just tell the fuck it. Look, Steve, you're panicked. You're scared. I understand. You know that all of your harassment campaigns have been documented, and you can't lie your way out of it anymore. You're backed into a wall. You're backed into a corner. I could laugh at you right now, and it would be 100,000% deserved. I could put you down, insult you, call you names. It'd be 100% deserved. I'm not going to do any of those things. I'm going to offer you what I offer everybody in these situations. The best advice you've ever been given. Just fucking apologize. Just say you're sorry for where you fucked up. You're just a person. What's the fucking point in playing this game until you are fucked completely forever? I mean, you already are. It's too late. You've gone too far. But if you did do the right thing now, it would count for something before, dude, why not do it? I just don't understand. I just don't fucking get it. You've got people leaving EKC's channel in droves. You've got people that are just, bugging out of their minds after you were watching porn that night. All the things about you have just poured out, and people are fucking tired of it. You can change, bro. You could be a good person. You could do the right thing. The reason you're not, and the reason you're such a bad person, is because you won't fix it. But you know what? You're not going to take my advice, so I should stop wasting my breath. But don't say that I didn't try. Don't say I didn't keep my reputation, where I'll be staring down the barrel of the cringiest, fucking most evil, threatening, like shitty internet tough guy fuck, and I'll still be nice to him at the very end. Don't say I didn't keep my reputation. Uni didn't offer Steve an out. I've offered Steve a million outs. I've offered to debate the man so I could put the evidence of what he's done right in front of him so he could address it. Because he likes to sit there and cry and scream that we're being unfair to him and we're trolling him and all this garbage. He's the one trolling me. I'm not doing shit to this motherfucker other than putting out the clips that he's deleted. That's it, dude. All I'm doing is putting out the archived clips and tweets from things that have happened in the past. Those are your own words. Those are your own actions. It's all I've ever done to you. And you say that I'm torturing you with trolling and I'm an evil person and all this shit you talk about me. But bro, you are the troll because you're going out there and taking someone who is just, you know what? I offered Titus the same advice that I offered you years ago. I said to all those conspiracy theorists, stop fucking lying, man. When I presented the solution to Pizzagate, when I solved Pizzagate, I could do it right now. Right this instant, I could solve it for you. In fact, I might. Who knows, in a minute, I might. But when I fucking debunked Titus Frost and all of his documentaries, he got pissed off. They thought I was attacking them because I debunked their lies. And he fucking tried to dox me, threaten me, attack me. They ran fraudulent fundraisers for a documentary, and then they disappeared. And then Titus ended up getting perma-banned in 2019 when YouTube took down anyone that was using their content to spread purposely and maliciously false things to affect political conspiracies that would affect politics, right? Because if he was putting out the truth about Pizzagate, they wouldn't have banned him. They wouldn't have done it, right? It's always a thing that affects. I'll talk about it in a second. I'll go ahead and debunk Pizzagate for you, I guess. Actually, I'll restart this motherfucker with a new title, and I'll debunk Pizzagate and explain that whole thing. Though, let's talk about the topic at hand for a second. So, you get some people out there that'll tell you that they believe in free speech and they believe that people should be able to share their opinions, and that's why they should be allowed to share their opinions and why they should be able to speak. Those people, out of them, there's a small percentage that end up not wanting other people to speak or give an opinion because they don't like their opinion or their speech. And they want to lie and harass and flip out and threaten them and try to figure out who they are and all this garbage. So, because imagine that this happened. Let's imagine I debunked somebody and I put out the truth to a conspiracy theory. What really is going on with it? If I'm wrong, can't they take their facts and prove that I'm wrong? Why is it that before I even finish any debunk, I always try to let people know who are involved in that topic what we've discovered and share it with them? And why is it that people like that will then act like we've done something wrong or that we're doing something bad or whatever it is? Why is it some slight to them if it's not that they're lying for money? If they're trying to get to the truth, because that's what they always say, then why is it that we're so bad and that they have to, do things they're not allowed to do in order to try and fucking scare you away and get you to shut up and all this stuff, right? In reality, that is, some of those conspiracy theories were big money makers. This is before demonetization. This is 2016, okay? And every YouTube video that was uploaded not only was monetized, but they all made the same money in ads. There wasn't even the preferred ad program. You made the same as PewDiePie. You just had to get the views and watch time if you wanted to make the same money as PewDiePie. Impossible, but you get what I'm saying. So if you've got a fucking 3 documentaries on Pizzagate and they're all getting a couple thousand views a day or whatever, you'll make some good money at the end of the month. And what happens if you get that shit debunked and people find out the truth? Do you see what I'm saying? And this is the conundrum you walk into. Now, you know what? I always said back in the day that I hated that YouTube changed the system and demonetized certain topics. Let's take away the problems in the YouTube algorithm that ends up labeling that mislabels videos as demonetized. Take that argument away and say, what if we had a YouTube with a perfect demonetization system that went in and only if you were doing whatever YouTube says they don't want you to do for the advertisers, and they let us know ahead of time, you can't talk about this and you can talk about this, then would that be a good system? I think yes, I do. I don't like it as much as I like the other system. But then again, with the amount of people that manipulate and the amount of people that try and basically make money off of because it draws views when you try to claim that a certain political figure is eating, like cooking and eating children. You're going to get views. You're going to get views from people that are thinking like the conspiracy theorist thought process. You're going to get views from people that want to see if you're lying or not. You're going to get views from debunkers. So you're going to get views by doing that. But the thing is that right? Should you be able to do that? Shouldn't you actually get sued? Isn't that some form of defamation? It's not that you're making a satire. You're calling it truth. And the whole time you're saying, I'm talking the truth. Let's not get too far off topic because I want to restart this and actually talk about something. But the point is, let's get back to it. Steve fucking McRae is so desperate right now that he has now had a comment left on a video. I'm just starting over from square one so I can restart. That comment came from a YouTuber named Titus. Whoa. A banned past YouTuber named Titus Frost. Titus was banned because he put out Pizzagate conspiracy theories full of completely fallacious, defamatory lies about certain political figures. And they were very extreme, and that conspiracy was leading those political figures with no evidence. Instead of being charged in a court of law for their crimes, they were being harassed by thousands of tweets a minute. I remember I went and looked at John Podesta's Twitter one time, and it was thousands of replies calling him a baby eater and all this stuff. He should be hung. The rope is coming for you. All this crazy shit. So, and you know what? I can't fault people for getting mad if they truly believe it. But the problem is, the reason that YouTube banned, I didn't understand it at first. The reason they banned that shit is good because of what I'm describing. So Steve sees the message from Titus Frost, the comment, and it says something like yada, yada, yada. And he goes to that channel and he notices that on the channel, that man is trying to dox me using the Chad Lilly video. You see, the whole Chad Lilly video is actually been originally spread by the Pizzagate idiots. And Steve, if you recall, was in with the Caters. He took that Chad Lilly video, gave it out to the Caters, and told him it was me. Either way, he is trying to schedule on his show. Check this. Go check this. It's in my Discord server if he tries to delete this shit. He if you go to the channel that Steve is invited on the show, it's like the Ghost of Titus Frost or something like that. He has a video attempting to dox me in real life, like literally dox me. So, Steve, seeing that, said, oh, he's trying to dox Unirock. I'm going to have him on my show. No joke. Now, if you go look at Steve's Twitter, he has a post there that says, I have never doxed anybody. People are calling me a doxer. Who have I doxed? Exclamation point. Steve, you are a doxer. When you get mad at somebody, you obsess. You dig and you dig and you fucking dig. You never stop. And this is why you're in this mess. I mean, I don't understand it, bro. You know how many people sit and say dumb shit about me constantly every day? I don't know why. They all say I'm irrelevant, and then they sit and talk about me nonstop. Now, again, they talk about me with no point. If there was some point to it, I'd give them credit. Those are the ones I'd actually listen to. Oh, there's some vape in that one. I need to go to the store. I'm smoking old vapes, because I need to go to the store, and I just didn't go. I'll go tomorrow. Oh, yeah, there's some vape juice there. So I'm just saying this literally reinforces the fact that Steve McRae is a doxer. Yes, he knew this video was on the channel because Steve has shared this video before. He has seen Caters share this video. He knew that he went and contacted the guy and sat down and talked to him and decided to have him on non-sec. And I'm clapping for that idea because Titus has been permabanned from YouTube. He's not even allowed to appear on other people's channels. He can't have any channels of his own. It's why he has 400 subs, because he used to have like 30,000, but he got banned for breaking TOS in a very severe way. So I don't know why Steve thinks it's a good idea, but he loves hanging out with people that have been permabanned from YouTube for spreading the most malicious. I mean, this is one of the channels that if you did believe Pizzagate, you watched that channel. This is one of those types of channels. It's like if you believed QAnon, you watched Jordan Sather or you watched Patriot Soapbox. Before that, if you believed Pizzagate, you watched Titus Frost. You get me? So it's just another spin of the wheel. It's another obsessive, stalking harasser, playing games, breaking the rules. And if you go back a month from now, he's going to claim, no, I don't work with doxers. I am against doxing. I would never work with a doxer. Oh, you don't? Well, there's an active video that he uploaded recently that is his failed attempt to dox me, that doxes some innocent fucking dude as me. You can just tell by looking at it. And no, it wasn't a joke this motherfucker put up. He literally thought it was true. So, I mean, it's whatever's clever, bro. If you want to keep digging your hole, dig deeper every day. It's entertaining for one, and it's especially funny because we've all wondered when you're going to stop. Are you going to stop when you get banned? Or are you going to stop before then? Are you going to ask for forgiveness? You do know that all this is imminent at this point, right? You realize that. And you do know you could solve this. Go to Chris Hansen, sit down on Chris Hansen's channel, and apologize. Tell him you're sorry for what you've done and admit to what you did. Tell him the truth. Tell Hansen the truth about everything. Every harassment campaign, every dox. When you doxed Crafty Kilo with Reds and Chesh, Manya. How about going back further when you tried to dox Nate? You tried to dox, every one of your enemies, right? Every single one of them that you've ever gotten angry at, you've tried to dox, and you've spread their personal information around. We have the DM, Steve, of you doxing Katie at her home address. Like literally before anyone knew it. This is back when she had like 18,000 subs, 14,000 subs. We still have the pictures of that. And by you continuing your game, you're basically making sure that all of this shit you've done is going to be the thing you're remembered for. And at any time, as you've noticed, you can just stop lying and playing these games. That's all you've got to do, bro. That's it. You stop lying, you stop playing these games, and you would be able to just go do your show and be happy. But you realize that every video you make against Katie Joy is a video that you are harassing her with because she accused you of sexual harassment. It's part of your sexual harassment campaign. You do realize this. You never started ever making videos on her until she accused you. You didn't make a single video on her before that. And ever since then, the only time you stopped talking about her was when you were under NDA with her. You're not even supposed to be talking about her. Yes, I am. The NDA expired. Yeah, but you gave your word. That's why she made the NDA. You gave your word you would stop forever, and they put the terms in for a year. You broke your word regardless. I never did that. I always planned on talking about Katie. Did you tell her that? Did you tell Katie that when you signed the NDA? Did you tell her, Katie, after a year's up, I'm still going to talk about your son. I'm still going to attack your husband. I'm going to make fun of you, call you names, insult your looks. Because that's all you do. You don't fucking do content and criticism towards her. You sit and whine about her and lie about her and fucking try to find whatever you can do to hurt her and make her look bad, and you put it out. If Katie did something that was the opposite of one of your criticisms, you would never address it. You would never address it. You know this, right? I'm just explaining how it's a targeted harassment campaign by definition. There is a definition to targeted harassment campaign. We can't use that definition on people that are criticizing, and we have to be very careful to only use it when it's necessary. My dude, if you aren't running a targeted harassment campaign against her and me and the other people you don't like, then it would be impossible for anyone to run one. It either is a phenomenon and you're doing it, or it isn't a phenomenon, because you are doing the most extreme thing you can do to the people you don't like online right now, because you've lost your mind. If you cared, you would listen for once. I don't know why I try to help these people. I did it to every one of them. I went live and I sat there and debunked Pizzagate, and I told all those Pizzagate fucks, I said, bro, you guys got to realize it's not true. Your logic is flawed. Here's why. Speaking of which, I'm going to restart this and debunk Pizzagate for you right now. and then explain a little bit more before I end this out. So let me plug my phone in and restart this. All right. Part 2 of McRae teams up with a perma-banned YouTube service doxer knowingly to continue his downward spiral of terror. So basically, the person he's teaming up with, I just tweeted the proof below this that he's an absolute admitted proud doxer, just so you have it. Damn, look at how easy it is when you archive. Holy shit. You enter a search term, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Anything you need, as long as you can index properly, is there for you. All you gotta do, is go to college and get certificates and not sit around lying about being a college-educated philosopher. All you gotta do is really go to school for computer programming and all that, and then it's easy. Maybe you should go do those classes, Steb. Oh, wait, you can't teach a 79-year-old stalker new tricks. I forgot. Now, here's what's up. If this fucking thing will charge, I am ordering new chargers and everything tomorrow. Now, I muted. So here's what's up. In my last Twitter space, I still want to call it a Periscope. I used to get paid for Periscopes. I was an actual, verified Periscope. You know that check mark? I had one of those on Periscope. I almost was gold. They have bronze, silver, and gold. I was almost gold when they ended Periscope. All those years went away. And they didn't even they could have transferred our reputations into into Twitter Spaces. They could have transferred our badges that we earned through Periscope over, to say thank you for all the fucking years and all the money we made them. You're welcome, Twitter. Anyway, so if I can get this to charge, it's not even charging in this fucking outlet. No, just give me that thing right there. Here. And when it gets, it won't fast charge, but when it's slow, I'm just going to end it. It's charging. It's just probably won't fast charge. So when it's done, when it gets too low, I'll end it. Okay. So here's what's up. As I explained, he got a comment on one of his videos on his non-sec channel. It linked to a YouTube channel with 400 subscribers that had a video of this Uber doxer who's been banned from Google services. Yes, for doxing, but other things too. Proudly admitting that he doxed a bunch of people. That video can be found underneath this Twitter space because yes, I bring receipts. And yes, this is the reason why you're not allowed having Titus on your YouTube channels, because he does this shit. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not sitting around doing it right now. This is what's wrong with you people. You're obsessed. You guys think that you're the shit and you're better than other people. When you're not, you're the poo-poo, okay? You're not the shit. Everybody's equal. You guys, though, really suck because you the doo-doo. You go around doing the doo-doo. And then you do the doo-doo, you smell like the doo-doo. The smell, it takes a long time for that smell to come off you when you do the doo-doo. And no, I'm not saying that people can't do fucked up, they can't fuck up or make a mistake. No, that's not what happened here. This is a proud, behavior that comes out of this guy. And of course, he's going to get along with McRae because McRae loves the stalking and the doxing, thus why he's in this mess. So after the comment was left on his non-sec channel, he reached out after checking the channel and seeing that the guy tried to dox me. He failed, but he tried. He reached out and scheduled him on non-sec. This is further proof. Also, he already knows about this Twitter space. He's not going to cancel the show, just so you know. He won't cancel the non-sec show. He'll have him on because Steve is a doxer, like I've told all of you. And most likely, he will get non-sec, either a strike or in trouble, because you're not allowed having these people. It'd be like if you brought Jordan Sather back on the show. Yes, Jordan Sather and all these people were banned at the same time. because they weren't debunkers. They were the ones spreading it. That's why they all hated me, because when I debunked a conspiracy theory, for any of you that are around back then, it would cause people to lose interest in it. It would cause people not to respect the conspiracy. And if you'd put in years of your channel into one singular conspiracy theory and the fact that you're the expert in it, I'm sorry, but once it's debunked, you're fucked. So how did I debunk Pizzagate? Well, Pizzagate, I'm going to give you the short version. But don't worry, keep an eye out for the Unirock podcast. I don't know what I'm going to name it yet. It's going to be something about internet history or internet archivist podcast, something like that. And the history of the internet, the podcast with your host Unirock. I don't fucking know, but I'm going to detail all of my debunks on that. And here's a preview. Back when I was on YouTube, when Pizzagate first came out, okay, because yes, I was around back then. I know. Can you fucking believe it? Can you fucking believe we're this old? Can you believe that we're this old, that we're YouTubers, that we've come this far through every debunk, through every fact check, through every fucking tireless, it's like college homework every time you do anything on this platform, if you do it right. You got to fact check, you got to source it, you got to make sure, and you got to present your evidence. I mean, you literally have to do it the same way you present a paper to your fucking professor. So it's like perpetual college till the end, until you stop YouTube in this field of fact checking and debunking. And I was on the platform back when all of these things started due to the 2016 election of Donald Trump. And when he was racing with Clinton was ahead by, I believe, and you're going to have to remember this has been many years, therefore my memory will be fuzzy. I'm giving a generalization on everything I say, and I will update it in my podcast upload for the episode on Pizzagate. But I believe Hillary Clinton was up 8 points. Out in the bowels of the internet, a post happened that went viral on 4chan, I believe poll, but it might have been the B board. And it basically led to, and I'm not going to explain how or why because it would take forever. Navy, if you're here, you're more than welcome to raise your hand because I'd like to talk to you about this for a second. I'm only going to be on for a minute. And the conspiracy theory Pizzagate was born stating that essentially a WikiLeaks post from a certain year and another recent WikiLeaks post that went along with hey, I'm going to say something crazy, the Seth Rich. Seth Rich, you mean like when a certain conspiracy theorist went to fucking court and had to admit in court what he did? And sorry, if you want to talk and you're not a YouTube creator, you'll have to join my Discord. I don't want to get bombed here. I'm not trying to be on long. I don't mind people I don't know coming on. Navy, I'm trying to fucking give you permission, but there we go.
I can talk. Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. It just didn't update on my screen. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who you are, Moon something, but you're more than welcome to come talk sometime. If you're not a YouTube creator, then hit me up in Discord, talk to me for a bit, and I'll let you on. I just got to make sure you're not trolling, You get it. You've been around, I know. We all know the internet. Okay, now. So, Pizzagate goes viral. It's related to Seth Rich in a way, because supposedly Seth Rich was leaking a bunch of stuff about Clinton, all that shit about her deleting emails and all this stuff is somewhat related. Eventually, out on WikiLeaks, there is 33,000 pages of John Podesta's emails that were leaked by the leaker that they claimed to be I don't remember if it was proven or not. I mean, I'd have to go back and remember, it's been so many years, but I think it was related to Seth Rich, or at least conspiracy theorists claimed it was related to Seth Rich. I'd have to fact check it. And here is what Pizzagate was. If you take an old WikiLeaks post that busted a sea prawn, like bad guy ring in Italy from 2006, I believe. Again, you'd have to fact check the year. It said that organization that was busted by the FBI in Italy called boys hot dogs, girls pizzas, and had code words for other children and things, because of course when they're talking to each other, they can't come out and just say, yo, we're going to do these horrible crimes, the most sinister things ever, and they had to use code words. So that's the foundation of the Pizzagate conspiracy theory, related to the WikiLeaks posts, 2 of them. And ironically, this all happens around the time that Julian Assange is having a lot of issues, or maybe he already had issues, or this is leading to his issues. Again, this has been a long time, okay? Now, to debunk the Pizzagate conspiracy, the conspiracy Pizzagate is a very specific thing. Number one, it alleges that a pizza parlor in Washington, D.C. was used in order to traffic kids. And another facet of it is that these code words applied to John Podesta's email leaks. If you take 13 of John Podesta's emails, they don't really make sense. So 13 out of 33,000. I probably still have those emails laying around, no joke, on an old hard drive. And if you take those 13 emails that didn't really make sense, it was like he was typing some weird ass shit that maybe like his autocorrect, he was on a phone, and this is early autocorrect, so maybe that's it, or I don't even know, I'd have to look. But regardless of what happened, these 13 emails, if you applied a code word cipher, that was the cipher that the Italy prawn FBI bust used, okay, it would explain that John Podesta was trafficking kids. And the idea was that he was Hillary Clinton's campaign manager. Therefore, you shouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton. You should let Donald Trump take office, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's a lot more to it. I'm not going to try to talk about this forever, so I'm going to hurry up. Now, the issue with Pizzagate. Now, I think I've given a foundation to it. The problem is there's a lot more to it. There's many more things. I'm trying to give you the bare basis. Even giving you the bare basis, I could give you a few more things, because every YouTube creator out there could do conspiracy theories and monetize it. So a lot of people would take what was there, and every day they needed 3 or 4 new videos. They needed to get subs. They wanted to make money, so they'd have to have something to talk about. Some of them went live and actually, did the creation of the conspiracy theory in front of everybody. So they would go live and say, oh my God, what's this? And they pull stuff up and blah, blah, blah. Other people would go and upload videos, 3 or 4 videos a day, and say, holy shit, look at this. Holy shit, look at that. One thing that was formed on YouTube due to the Pizzagate conspiracy theory sorry, I had to put some numbing medication on my tooth. That Madeleine McCain, which is a small girl who disappeared in a foreign country, I forget which one, they questioned 8 people, I guess, or 10 people that witnessed Madeleine McCann that night before she disappeared, and they say they saw a man there, 2 men. They say they saw, the Pizzagators said they saw 2 men and drew a sketch of these 2 men. And this became a very heavy part of the Pizzagate conspiracy, that John Podesta and his brother match the men, the police sketch that the cops did from those witness accounts. John Podesta and his brother match the police sketch. Now, if you look into John Podesta and his brother, the issue is, and I always said this when I reported things, I don't like John Podesta. I think he's a fucking weirdo and a creep. I think he does have some freaky ass weird shit going on. Though, the point is that you can't just put this out, have it affect an election, attempt to make it affect an election, and attempt to make it affect a political party. You've got to fact check. You've got to actually, if you really thought this was happening, you'd go turn it into the police. You'd actually try to get investigators that would listen to you. If you'd present the facts to them, and they would say, holy shit, man, you're onto something. You can't say that every cop in everywhere is corrupt. Every detective is corrupt. Every person is corrupt ever. Oh my God, right? Now, the Madeleine McCann thing, we started by looking into it to debunk it and found out immediately that Madeleine McCann, we went and checked with the police station and with the people that drew the police sketches, the reports that were generated that led to the police sketches. And it turned out that those two sketches were of the same person. And people had such a fuzzy, hazy memory, they described two different looking people during the police sketches. The police thought maybe they were all telling the cops there was only one guy, but they described two very different looking people, and therefore some of them described him one way, some described him another, and they drew two sketches. Now, that means it couldn't have been John Podesta and his brother. It would have had to have been one or the other. Or you maybe have to come up with a conspiracy theory to go there, but anyway. So the point is, though, that John Podesta also, while he was like on a flight around that time, wasn't anywhere near that area. And of course, conspiracy theorists come up with a way around everything you say. But that was where we started. Where we ended, though, is what destroys and explains the Pizzagate conspiracy theory. And how I was the first person to actually debunk it online. See, remember when I told you about the code word cipher and his emails? I went in and drew the timeline of the Pizzagate conspiracy and found the main hinging point. Where do the facts stop and where does the ifs begin? They begin with the 33,000 emails. You see, in order to make John Podesta guilty, you have to apply a very specific code word cipher to John Podesta's emails. And I put out a video to everyone who was in Pizzagate YouTube, because back then YouTube hadn't banned all these conspiracies like they do now. And I said, I've debunked your conspiracy unless you can answer this question. How do you apply that code word cipher to these emails? What fact? Do you know how many code word ciphers are out there? And they said the FBI had put out a bulletin that these code words were used by all these different rings across the country, but they weren't. The actual FBI report, which ironically references an FBI field office that had shut down before this report was, years before this report was ever generated, ironically, the FBI report did not apply to all of the world. It applied to a specific ring in Italy. Now, I will go as far as to agree with the conspiracy theorists. I do think that these types of criminals do use code words, and some of them do use those specific code words. Some in different areas, probably inspired by the fact that this big ring out of Italy had started it, and it echoed out after 2009 or 6, or maybe it was 2003 even. The problem is there was never, ever any reason to believe that John Podesta was using that specific cipher. And even in the emails that were there, you'd only take like one word from the cipher and use it. What the fuck does that? If you applied the cipher to the other emails, sometimes it would make it not make sense. Also, those emails are very strange. Out of 33,000 emails, let's do this. I tell you that over a period of 2 years, you've got to write an email every fucking 30 minutes while you're awake. The email has to relate to U.S. politics to some degree. It can just be a paragraph or 2, maybe 3. I want some to be longer and some to be shorter. And I want you to email this email account and make it relate also to breaking news or just news going on. If I look, I'm bound to find a couple of those emails where you were dead asleep, you were drunk as fuck, I don't know if maybe, you were partying out, you were worried, you missed one, so you wrote it real fast, and it just didn't make sense. And again, we are talking about, one last time, 33,000. Not 3,000, not 300, not 10,000. So that is the debunk on Pizzagate. When I told the Pizzagators that problem and several others I won't go into, but that's the major one. There were many others, but that's the major one, again, for time, for brevity. They wouldn't respond. You know what they did? Hated me. They tried to dox me. They flipped out because they were angry that I busted their moneymaker. People actually looked up what I'd shown and said, holy fuck, it's real. It makes sense. He's right. You can still check me on this today because it's real, because it's the truth. I don't want it to be that way. I'm just the guy who actually fact-checked it fully and then was willing to be honest with the people after I did it. I didn't have an interest. My interest is just to get the truth out. If I would have found out that they were right, I would have put it out. And when I put out my shit, I even said, fuck you, John Podesta, you weird fuck. And that shocked a lot of them because I wasn't cool with what Hill did. I was angry about a lot of the stuff she did. I was pissed at the way they dirtied Julian Assange. And I was pissed off at the fact that John Podesta has these paintings in his house that are fucking weird. Guess who else he hangs out with? Abramovich and several other occultist people. And it doesn't help. You know what? I think that's why they targeted Podesta for their conspiracy. I think that's why they did this to him. You know, they had to pick somebody in Hillary's camp because they were worried. Because during the election, Hill went 8 points over Trump. And these guys wanted Hill not to take over. Nobody wanted Hill in, actually. And everybody wanted Trump to come in. So, I mean, it's just a story of the times. You know, that was back in the times when, before the world is the way it is now. That's back when we used to be able to get up and have an opinion and speak our minds. And a lot of people will sit there and they'll tell you that the reason we can't give an opinion and speak our minds nowadays is because X, Y, Z, and yada, yada, yada. Sure, there are a lot of other factors, but the main factor is when people lie and when they create lies and they try to dub somebody guilty before proven innocent without being real about it, without being honest about what they're showing and where it came from, and when they use the propagandistic tricks and lies to be able to do what they're doing, like ignoring the fact that I debunked. And in fact, I was hoping one of the Pizzagate idiots would come back and say, oh, here's an explanation for that. They couldn't, and that's why they attacked me and tried to dox me. But the point is, this is why we have awesome platforms like YouTube, and then they become demonetized. Certain content becomes demonetized. It's because people will abuse it so they can make money. And they'll sit there and swear to you they're not. They'll swear to you they're not. They'll put the hand on the Bible and tell you they're religious and swear to you that they're not. And they'll still sit there and do it right in front of your face. They'll ignore every fact so they can keep pushing the thing that makes them money. Navy, sorry to sorry to rant for a second.
No worries, Bubba.
Okay, so here's the problem here. McRae is so crazy that he has entertained a comment from a ban, fully perma-banned from YouTube services, Google services. One of the people that got banned in the ban wave of 2019 due to Pizzagate and QAnon. One of the main channels that got banned. And Steve has invited them against TOS onto non-sec. So now he's playing with fire with non-sec over this. Interesting, huh?
Well, so the funny thing is that we've seen this in the past, right, with him, is that he is so sycophantly coming at
Desperate.
you that he is willing to pull the worst of the worst who don't like you onto his channel to defend his cause.
Yeah.
And he does not realize, or he doesn't care, that it just makes him look that much crazier to have these people who have been kicked off, debunked, shown to be, political fucking, ploys or whatever. Yeah. He does not care. And he thinks somehow that this is going to justify his, dislike of you. And the rest of us are just laughing. Yeah, are you seriously bringing this person on?
Well, here's the other thing. On the video, on that channel that the dude left the comment with, if you actually look at it like Steve did, factually, I know this for a fact, You click on his channel and you look at his channel. He has a video attempting to dox me. And this is one of the major reasons why he's perma-banned from Google services. He can't control himself. So Steve went to the channel, saw that there was a video trying to dox me on the channel. It's you know the Chad Lilly video? This is the guy who originated the Chad Lilly thing.
Oh God.
And he's taken the Chad Lilly video, uploaded it and said Jason Smith from Ohio before he was Unirock. And then Steve saw that this guy was trying to dox me on his channel and invited him on non-sec on the same day that he posted to Twitter, ! Booming out, who have I tried to dox? I don't try to dox people. Motherfucker, you've doxed everyone you've ever gotten mad at. You sit and dig. We got a video of him doing it. So I want to address that too.
Yeah.
He is such a lying skis bag. We've got a video of him. It's on Lulu the T-Bot. You can scroll down my Twitter and find it easily. I tweeted it recently. It's down there a few days, but it's down there. Lulu the T-Bot is the YouTube channel. You might have to put spaces in it or type it in all one word, but if you type like Lulu the T-Bot Steve McRae, it'll come up. So on that channel, there's a video of Steve, and he is talking to a person. I'll just say a person. And that person says, oh, I doxed Unirock. And him and Cheshire and Steve laugh. And they go, you did? And he's like, yeah. And he explains it. Now, while he's explaining it, he admits that he doesn't know if the dox is correct or not. He says, well, I think it's him. It's the same town and the same city and the same birthday. Now, here's what Steve McRae says. Navy, I want you to tell me if this is doxing or not. Steve starts typing on his keyboard, and he says, typity, typity, typity. Well, you know, I'm looking at both of these people, and one is the 28 and one's 32, and I just can't figure out which one's Unirock. And then Steve's friend chimes in and says, I know where Uni lives, and if he messes with me, I know the town, I know the state, I know where he is, and you don't want to fuck with me, Unirock. And Steve still commentates, and then they end it. Cheshire changes it. Cheshire realizes, oh shit, we've been live for 5.5 hours. We forgot we were live, and she tries to change the subject because they were drinking. They forgot they were live. Now, is that doxing? Him looking at them sharing what they think are packets, possibilities of who I am, while they're hanging out with these weirdos, because there was like 4 other people there. And is it doxing for them to all look at these different dox packets, trying to figure out which one I am, while live, while threatening me with my location? Isn't it doxing because they shared the information with each other, and because they threatened me, and because Steve was trying to determine which one was me using the information he had while recorded?
Yes.
Okay, so how is he still confused on how he doxed someone? How is he still confused?
I don't know how he's confused about a lot of
I mean, he's just lying, right?
Yes.
You know what it is.
So
he's pissed that he got recorded doing it.
Yeah. And the problem is that we've said this like 1,000 times. Steve's biggest enemy is Steve.
Yeah. Just like with his non-sec, this guy going on non-sec. I hope he does take him on. I hope he does, because he's going to get his channel banned. Well, they're not going to let him on.
Remember the same guy that he went on this live stream with, where he was trying to dox you, right? He reached out to, like a couple of days ago, and that guy even like lambasted him
and threatened to sue
saying
him.
the wrong information.
That he was going to sue him, yeah. Now, here's the deal, though. Steve posted on Twitter, I want to stress this, that he doesn't understand why people keep saying he's a doxer, ! And he doesn't understand why people think he's a harasser. He says, I haven't doxed anybody. I haven't harassed. Or he says, who have I doxed? Who have I harassed? ! And then says something about AZ and myself and the other people he hates so much, right? Not realizing that I think actually he does realize. You see, the only way he can get us to talk about him is in the most extreme situation. This man reopened a fundraiser for something that he failed to do and had thrown out with prejudice, okay? And reopened the fundraiser in the hopes that we would talk about him if he ran a fraud raiser. And he was that desperate to get our attention. Well, he's got our attention now, and he's acting like he's upset. He's acting like he's upset, like he's all pissed at Hansen. I told Steve for years, there will be big creators that pick this story up. It's going to happen near the end of it, after everything settles and all the facts are there, due to how extreme this man's been. Well, I'm keeping my word, bro. And I don't think Hansen's going to be the only one that's going to cover it. I didn't even go to Hansen. I haven't even. And he probably thinks that we're just sitting. He's having a hissy fit, you know, like. It's funny.
He's scared. He's scared. He is scared.
He is very scared. You know what? Another thing he's scared for is that he can't change it. He's scared that he can't. You know, he knows. See, this is what scares him. He's got all these people that like follow him, and they're looking at him because they're leaving him replies and saying, "Dude, what are you worried about? These guys get to the truth. You wanted someone that would get to the truth. They did it for Jesse.
Yeah.
They did it for other people. They've always followed the facts and shown the source. What are you worried about?" And instead of him saying, "You know what? You're right. I'm going to go on their show and present my facts and clear my name," he gets panicky and starts booming and flipping out. It's almost like he knows he's fucked and that the facts are going to come out.
Well, yeah, no, 100%. And that, you know, it happens every time, right? So the thing is this, right? You and I've seen this, you know, Menace has seen this. Anyone, Nate, anyone who brings the evidence, because he says, "Where's the evidence?" And when someone replies
With the evidence
and doesn't say a word and just drops the clip of him saying what he says he never said,
he blocks them.
Yes, and calls them trolls.
And then attacks them,
right?
doxes them, and stalks them.
Yes.
And here's the thing. He's so fucking lost, crazy, dumb. I don't know, man. One of the many that he really thinks that he's convinced the world that we all are subhuman. He thinks that.
Well, he honestly believes, and this is what is crazy, he honestly believes that he's like the smartest man on the planet.
Dude,
that no one
has
is
to
smarter
be
than him
under
can figure
80.
out his shit.
There's no way there's no way he doesn't have an IQ that's under 80. I'm not trying to put him down. 86. I'll give him 86. The man is literally incapable of even writing one paper that seems near high school level. And you can check his blog and he'll appreciate the traffic. And it's true. He can't even write his blog in a high school level.
He can't even read his own blog without tripping over his own grammatical errors. Period.
Well, listen.
That was like the funniest thing I ever saw was him trying to read his own blog, and he was tripping over it because he doesn't know grammar.
I know, and that's the thing, man. He is the prima fucking example of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Remember,
yeah, the
real Dunning-Krugers. Like, you get flat earthers that you think are Dunning-Kruger. No, those motherfuckers know it's a conspiracy. They know they're bullshitting. The real Dunning-Krugers,
doing it for clicks and views.
Yeah, the real Dunning-Krugers are the people like Stephen Reds. These people they've spent so many years trying to fool people that they know something while reading Wikipedia. They've never done a single academic thing in their life by their own admission. Reds tried to go to college for like 3 weeks and failed out. Steve never went. He didn't even use his GI Bill to go. So the point is, these are their own admissions. Though they go up there and act like they're the smartest when they they can't just act normal and have a normal. If they act normal, then they're not the leader, right? They had to convince these conspiracy theorists who believe that they're debunkers that hang out with them that they are smart. And if they don't,
then everybody else.
Yes, they have to be the smartest one in the call. They got to be the best one in the call. You'll literally have clips of him and Sean sitting there talking about how smart each other is. And Sean, we're talking meth head Sean. Everybody knew he was a meth head. He admitted he was a meth head. Meth head fucking Sean sits there and goes, "Well, yes, I am a genius." A genius? A fucking genius? Are we living in a fucking backwards world here? And at first I thought they were joking. Like, I really did at first. No, when I used to hang out with them, I thought it was an act. It was like a satire. And I realized that when they started doxing people and stalking people and all that, I realized, no, this isn't a satire. Okay. Either way, we've got it documented. McRae teams up with a banned doxer knowingly to continue his spiral of terror. If you want the proof that the person he's teamed up with is a doxer, there is a video I retweeted right below this stream, because I, unlike Steve, bring the facts every time, that you can watch. It's time-stamped to where this individual admits that not only did he dox a shit ton of people, but he's extremely proud of it. And the danger with Steve and this person's doxings are, every time they dox somebody, they are wrong. And they end up harassing the people who really do live where they think the person lives. And yes, this happened when Titus tried to do it to me, when Titus's buddy tried to do it to me, when Steve tried to do it to me. And if the video again where Steve McRae doxes me, I will tweet it tomorrow. It is on Lulu the T-Bot's channel. If Steve has never once played that video on his channel and been able to react to it and explain how he's not doxing. So Steve, that video is a video. Now he's doxed. Now imagine, Navy, how many people do you have to sit around with your friends and dox and stalk before you get drunk in a 5-hour live stream, forget your live, and start doing it in front of everybody? What, 1,000 hours of doxing? 2,000?
Probably, yeah.
They've doxed.
You're so used to doing this, you hate somebody so much that you don't even care.
They're so used to it, it literally came out during a stream when they were drunk, and they admitted that they'd sat around and talked about this. He already had the dox candidates on his screen. Steve did. He literally already had them there, which proves that they had talked about this before they started too.
Sure.
So, I mean, Steve, you're fucking, why can't he, Navy, before, like, my phone's about to die, but tell me what you think. Why do you think he can't just admit that that happened and apologize for it? And because that's all anybody would want, is to know that he's not going to do it anymore.
Right.
Like, why can't
he has this he has an illness, right?
Yeah.
Is this narcissistic illness that will never allow him to ever be wrong, right? So he will do whatever it takes, attack anyone he has to attack. I don't care if they're, who they are, right? If they're an innocent person, someone who like he legit has beef with, or with this perceived, issue he has in his brain. He has to be right every time. And we watch him do this with this whole semantic game that he plays. I don't accept the definition of that. I'm sorry, but everyone else does, so you're the idiot here.
Yeah.
Right? And he, like, it's literally an illness. Like, he is, like, I'm not saying he's, like, ill in the fact that, like, he can't function, but he has convinced himself.
He needs help, right?
He does need help, yeah. Because he has literally convinced himself that, and I think this happened since the NSS thing, and I know he's had issues before, but this has gotten worse.
Yeah.
That he has convinced himself that he is literally the epitome of everything he claims to be. He's had to like say that so many times that he has convinced himself that he is literally right about everything.
He thinks he's Einstein, bro. He thinks he's this generation's fucking Einstein. He thinks he's a God King. Remember when he got mad and would constantly yell about how he was the God King? Like, that's scary to me. That is scary.
Well, this is the guy who said in a tweet that it was ridiculous for anyone to think that any square root had two answers.
Oh,
right?
God.
This is like junior high math.
And but the problem, that's not just that, because we all make those kind of little mistakes as we get older. It's the fact that when people try to correct him, he fucking attacks them and will stalk them and dox them and sick people on them. It's not even a lie. You can go down his Twitter and see where he gets in a fight, and then he'll tag in his friends, and they come in and start berating and trolling in nasty ways. The people he tags, it's not even like he tags people and then other people come in and start being nasty and shit. The people he tags are the ones who start being nasty. So he doesn't have a defense against any of this. And just to clear this up real quick, the allegation against McRae was made years ago. It was proven. And now he is so I guess, crazy over the fact that he got caught, that he can't accept it, and literally goes around trying to convince everybody that he didn't say. We know what we found today, maybe? Oh, this will make you happy. We found a video of Steve saying, look, I don't remember whether I said sexual things to Katie, but if I did, so what? No big deal. Remember when that was his excuse in the beginning? Yes. I don't remember that I said it to her. And then it was, I did say it to her. And then it was, I don't remember. And then I didn't.
Or when he was on live, it was like, I'm going to say it now and not in a pre-stream, right?
Yes. That's the point. Like, Steve, it's not a big deal. Nobody cares that you tried to hit on Katie and that she turned you down because she's married, okay? If you're worried about it hurting your ego because you want people to think you look sexy or something, it was because she's married. Just think of it that way. It's not because you're a fucking lobster troll. It's because you look like a lobster. It's because she's married, all right? And that way, maybe you'll feel better about it. But I recorded you doxing. I not only did that, I proved you doxed many, many, many more people. I proved you faked screenshots, not just once, but just now today I've proven you've done it twice. And you could...
instigation. Oh my God.
Couldn't he stop doing all of this today, go and apologize, and then say, okay, listen, I'm going to make up for it. I know no one's going to forgive me, and then actually start a process of having a normal YouTube channel. Couldn't he do it? I'm not saying
I don't think he could. Honestly, I don't think he could. And the reason I say this is because it's one thing if, like, you know, you went on it for like a month or so or whatever. But when you do this stuff for years, and I'm talking years, even before you and I even knew he existed, this aspect, right? He's been doing this for upwards of like 6+ years.
Why doesn't YouTube ban him and get it over with? Like they did with the doxer Titus and these other doxers and these people that posted straight up lies about political figures over and over and over against the
Because he's a nobody. Because he's literally a nobody.
I mean, like, wouldn't he rather stop doing the doxing, the harassing, the stalking, the allegations, the defamation, and just have a YouTube career? Because people still, for some reason, give him money sometimes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he rather do that than be completely banned? Because what's going to happen when Chris Hansen and Wes, if they haven't already, because I haven't been talking to them, if they haven't already realized, oh my God, how did this slip by YouTube? How did this man harass the woman that accused him of sexual harassment for this many years, daily, all day, thousands of tweets, thousands of hours of videos? I'm not exaggerating. How did he do this? Now, it doesn't matter if Steve claims that it's for one thing or the other. Number one, he always takes it back to the sexual harassment and that she lied about it every time. Number two, he didn't make a single video on her until right when she accused him. Number three, he's never stopped since, other than when he was under NDA, and the day it expired, it went back to full force. So how does YouTube not ban him?
I mean, the one thing we see, though, is that YouTube does things that are going to, like, you know, show bad on YouTube. So the bigger you are, if you do something, even if it's like a very slight thing, if you're a bigger YouTuber, they will come at you.
Well, that's because they noticed it. I don't think they've noticed him. Yeah, I think he's still irrelevant. So I think finally YouTube is going to notice him very soon. Very soon. There he's going to, and doesn't he want to be able to say to them, look, I might have made some mistakes, YouTube, but I'm being better now, because YouTube doesn't try to ban everybody. They only do it to the people that constantly do things. All of us have fucked up or made a joke that wasn't, you know, proper and ended up not being funny or whatever, or insulted somebody. All of us do things like that. They don't want to permaban people because of that. They want the people to learn from the strike. That's what a strike is. Don't do that, and then you can stay on the platform. Steve, on the other hand, I've never seen somebody violate TOS so fucking hard. I mean, we're only talking about Katie. He fucking stalked in real life a gay man that he met on the internet, went to his town and admittedly tried to track him down with the money he was making and the connections he made from YouTube to dox him and stalk him. So we're not even going there. So, like, do you think that he's going to get banned after Hansen realizes how big of a threat he is? Like, because number one, do you think he'll get banned? And number two, if he doesn't get banned, isn't he going to do this to more people every day? He will, right?
Well, yeah, no, I agree that he will, but I think what will happen is like because for him, if he gets banned from YouTube, it makes him the victim, right? And I think what will happen with the Hansen thing, hopefully, depending on what happens, like I don't know what's going to happen because obviously I haven't talked to him either. I have no idea. But the thing is that I think what's worse for him is becoming even more irrelevant.
Yeah.
Right?
If I cut out, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you, my phone might die. But go ahead.
So for him, a ban gives him the ability to go on Twitter or some other platform and claim like, I was like banned by YouTube and I'm a victim of this and the third. And honestly, in this case, if YouTube doesn't ban him because he's so fucking irrelevant that they don't even consider him a threat, even though he is 100% a threat.
Yeah.
That would not be worse? Like that would, I think that would be a biggest injury to him.
Well, he's done either
YouTube
way.
Should ban him. They should ban him. Period.
As long as like Wes does this, then Steve's not going to be able to hurt anyone else, even if he's not banned. But I don't see an outcome where he's not. I'm against him being banned, but I'm not against him being banned for the stalking and all of that. So if he does, that's his fault. I know you're against censorship, but tell me the truth. We're both heavily against censorship. We've campaigned for the worst of our critics and the worst of our like quote unquote harassers to not be banned.
Right.
Do you think he should be banned with what he's doing? Is he?
Yes.
I do too.
Well, and the reason is because it's one thing to sit there and say, I don't like what you're saying. I don't like the way you interpret things or whatever. And, you could hurt, people's feelings or make them upset or whatever.
Well, he brings the kid into it every time. He'll go after your family in a snap of a finger.
And that's the difference. That is.
And he tried to get Nate the lawyer disbarred, and Nate did nothing wrong. He tried to share my address, and he tried to dox me multiple times to the point where he was recorded on video doing it. Again, remember when he was watching Prawn on stream, which he should have been banned for that.
Like his channel, yeah.
Well, either way, but he was watching Prawn on stream. Now, of course, this is the second time we can prove he was watching porn on stream. He was busted for it 3 years ago. Now, do you think that those are the only 2 times he ever did it? Of course not, right?
No,
he had to do it so much that he got comfortable, and that's why he got busted, right?
Yes.
What about the doxing? Him and Red's Rhetoric have been caught doing this to so many people. That how many can we prove they've done it to? Like 7 or 8 or 9, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like that's the only time they ever doxed was those 7, 8, or 9 people. I think he's incapable of getting mad at somebody and not doing this to them. Yeah. Did you hear about the newest thing? People are coming forward when they found out Chris Hansen was involved with this. Did you hear about the newest one?
No, I haven't.
So there's a person out there, and if people want their nudes, they pay for them. It's like an OnlyFans thing, right?
Okay.
Steve tried to convince this person that he was going to get their nudes, but wouldn't pay. And then when they said, you have to pay me, he said, no, I want it for free. And he tried to basically convince them with all these reasons and all these things he could do for them or some shit, why he deserved the nudes for free. They wouldn't take the bait. They didn't do it because he would have just shared it to everybody. He has no ethics or morals. And eventually, they kept saying no, and they just cut him off. So he initiated a harassment campaign against that person, according to them. And yes, they have screenshots of the DMs and of being harassed.
Wow.
And I've seen some of them. And supposedly, these things are getting sent in to Wes. And I hope they are. I hope anyone who has been a victim of this sends in, because if they want to stay anonymous, they can tell them, and I'm sure you can trust Chris Hansen, a reporter from Dateline and all that, to keep it anonymous.
Yeah, of course.
We need to start posting that on Twitter. If you've been a victim of Steve McRae and you want to stay anonymous or not, please inform them so that the truth gets out there.
Maybe we should start a hotline.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be hilarious?
Right?
Oh my God, dude! Do you want to do that? Do you want to do like
Steve McRae? Like if you've been abused by Steve McRae, here's the hotline. Call in.
And listen, the reason is because he tried to do it to Katie, so why don't we do it to him?
Right? Turnabout's fair play, right?
Yep. When are we doing it? This weekend?
I'm down for it. Yeah, let's do it.
Give me a day when you're off work so we can make sure we do it.
Friday or Saturday. I have both free.
Saturday. Deal?
Okay. Deal.
Okay.
Deal.
We're going to do the Steve McRae Victims Hotline. Well, hold on. We might not do it this Saturday. We might wait till next weekend because I want to wait until... I don't want it to mess anything up that anyone else is doing, so we'll check around. We'll tell you tomorrow whether it's this weekend or next weekend, but it's one of the two, and it'll be on a Saturday. Deal?
I'll take a day of leave. You just let me know.
Yes! This is important, bruh. And, the thing is, we'll just have people call in and talk to us, you know what I'm saying? It won't have to be, we'll just be silly about it like we are and have fun.
Yeah.
So,
well, because the thing is, how much of an asshole do you have to be to have a fucking hotline on someone that you harass?
That you are accused of sexually harassing. Have someone else do it. Have a little bit of tact, Yeah. If I'm gonna do a hotline, it shouldn't be it shouldn't be a hotline against somebody that has accused you of sexual harassment. That's just not ethical. I don't think that anyone would say it. Let's not even say this situation. Not even okay. My phone's gonna fucking die, bro. We gotta go. All right.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Later. I'm not joking. We're doing the hotline, though. We're doing it.
Cool.
Maybe we can get some other creators that we haven't talked to call and talk to us because I'd like to build some bridges. You know what I'm saying?
I think we got some people we can tap.
Yeah, I want people we haven't even talked to, as long as they're not creepy. As long as they don't do dumb shit. I'd like to build some bridges. Let's do it.
I think we have some people that have been accused of by him of things that would like to come in and talk.
Well, we'll figure it out. I don't even mean that, just in general, but okay.